not very difficult to hold without it falling everywhere. Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got my July favorites here for you today. So overall monthly favorites for July. So what I like to do in these videos is I go through and quickly mention my overall Friday favorites. So I will do that. If you want more info on those products like swatches and things like that, definitely check back to those original Friday favorites where the products were mentioned. But then I also have other things to share with you, like some makeup-y things, skincare, and then books. So I've got some good things to chat with y'all about today for July favorites. So if you're new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do favorites videos, new at the drugstore reviews, empties, get ready with me. It's just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we are chatting about July favorites. So let's get to it. Okay, for overall Friday favorites, I have just really been all about the bright, fun cheek. So I have I really had a hard time narrowing down my overall cheek favorites. So I have multiple cheek favorites. So I would say my overall eye favorite would probably either be the Fenty Beauty True Neutrals palette. This is such a good everyday neutral palette because eye favorites, I'm just really liking like a soft neutral eye look. So this one is beautiful for that. So I love this. And then I also really love the Patrice Summer Obsession palette. This is beautiful for the cheeks, but then also on the eyes too. If you want just a really easy makeup look, this is beautiful. It's really good quality. I like that a lot. So cheek favorites. Well, let's just mention lip favorites. Lips were just an afterthought for most of the month, I would say. So I would say overall favorite, Dusty Rose. Just Maybelline Dusty Rose. Easy, neutral lip liner color. Love it. And then NYX Butter Gloss and Creme Brulee. Either with it or separately. These are just good, neutral, easy lip colors that I love. So cheek favorites. Oh my goodness. I just am so excited about these. So L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Blushes. These are amazing. My overall favorite would be Confident Pink. I have this one and then the Fearless Coral shade. And this one is just the most beautiful, brighter pink. These are pigmented, but blendable. Just use a little bit of product. You don't need very much. They wear really well. They're beautiful on the skin. I love the packaging. They are so good. I love those blushes. And then the Ofra Midi palettes, so good. But this one in Cotton Candy Skies, oh my goodness, they sent this to me so sweetly of them. And it is the most beautiful, bright, bubblegum pink palette. There is a cream blush, a powder blush, and then a highlighter. These are gorgeous. They are pigmented, blendable, wear well, so cute and bright and fun on the cheeks. I love them. And then Moira Love Steady Liquid Blushes. I'm so excited about these. So excited. This one in 06 Ideally. This is what I have on right now. This is amazing. It's this most beautiful kind of cool toned lavender pink, but it's got this gorgeous glow on the cheeks that is just really flattering. I have a lot of texture on this cheek and have like broken capillaries, and I just feel like this looks really nice on the skin. These wear really well. Main thing with these, you do not need much product. I mean, literally just take a tiny little dot. That's all you need. You could always go back with more if you want more, but little bit goes a long way with these. They wear well. The packaging is beautiful. They're affordable. I love them. This color is so gorgeous. And this is one of the radiant finishes. So they have radiant and then also matte finishes. Okay, so some makeup-y favorites. So it's been hot as all get out in Texas. So I have really been experimenting with foundation to try to find out what will really wear well, and just not either like wear away or sweat away. I feel like makeup is one of those things, it's not like painting a wall. I mean, it's not gonna last through anything. At least that's what I find. I mean, I just feel like, there's only so much you can do. But what's the kind of the best case scenario I can find for a good foundation that's gonna wear well? Y'all know I love my IT Cosmetics CC Cream. This is my go-to all the time. I love how this applies. I love how it looks on the skin. It's just a beautiful finish. It's smooth, it doesn't cling to dry patches, but I can find that this sometimes isn't the most long wearing. So I'm always like either, you know, I love to pair this with other things. So, because what I did originally is I was kind of pulling out like my matte long wearing foundations, and I was finding that those really weren't wearing all that well for me because I think I'm kind of more combo skin. Sometimes I would say just overall combo. Like sometimes it's more normal, but sometimes it leans more oily. But then I think sometimes my foundation's actually lifting because it's like my skin is getting dehydrated basically because I'm wearing like these super long wearing matte foundations, and I just don't think those are right for my skin anymore. So originally that's what I was trying, but then I really found mixing it with this is the best combo because I still get that great finish that I really love, but then pairing it with a matte foundation helps with the longevity, but not so matte that my skin is trying to compensate. You know what I mean? Or it's like lifting because it's getting dry and dehydrated. Hopefully that all makes sense. So I went back to this combo. I've done this many times before. I love this combo together, and I kind of forgot how much I love it. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, Normal to Oily, and I have it in Natural Ivory 112, and then the It Cosmetics CC Cream, and I wear this in Fair. So I love this combo. I love the texture and like the formula of this. It's a very kind of, it's a more thin kind of a formula, and I'm trying to use very little foundation. I mean, I use it with a brush and I just like barely apply it. Some days I was using it with a sponge. It just kind of depended on the day, honestly, but like today I used a sponge. So I would get just a little bit of this and then a little bit of the It Cosmetics CC Cream. This, you need so little of this product. I brought this as an example. So I brought this on vacation at the beginning of July to Boston with us. And I used so little from it, and I'm still using this. I mean, literally, and I'm taking a brush and like barely tapping it into the lid to get the tiniest bit of product. I mean, that I just feel like you need so little product with the CC cream. And I feel like it's one of those products, if you get too much, you're probably not gonna like it. That's how I feel about it. There's several products that are like that with me. If I get too much, I think I don't like it. I mean, I know I love this, but it's just one of those products that less is more. You know what I mean? And then it just applies so beautifully. And these just wear well. They just work well together. They're just good. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Okay, some skincare favorites. I got this recently, the Goodall. You can see I've used quite a few of these. The Green Tangerine Vita-C Toner Pads. I have been loving these for morning time because I was finding that my vitamin C was it was a little bit too heavy and hydrating for daytime for me, for the hot weather. So this is more of a light, this is my kind of first step in my skincare routine in the morning I've been doing. So I'll wash my face and then I use one of these pads, and you get this kind of like exfoliation with the texture of the pad. It's not overly like scratchy or anything, but it's got a little bit of texture to it. So you can kind of get that exfoliation, but then it's a nice kind of light formula to it. It just feels very refreshing and nice and like prepping for the skin before makeup. So I find that this is just lighter and working really well. I like these a lot. So I got them off Amazon. I've also seen them on Target. I'll find them and link them for you. So they're just good. And I've been using both of these new retinol kind of products. So I heard about this, I think from somebody on TikTok. This is Beauty Society. This is the all-nighter age-defying night resurfacer with advanced BTX. I don't know, but I believe that this is, it says anti-aging complex formulated with retinol, pentapeptides, and a revolutionary new ingredient. Advanced BTX for the most effective resurfacing and restoring available, providing visible reduction in wrinkles, crow's feet, age spots, and discoloration. So yeah, I use this at nighttime. And it says apply it to clean face, neck, and décolleté. So yeah, I've been using this, or I've been using this. So I kind of like space them out, and I'll get to this in a second. What I've noticed about both of these is they're pretty intense. So I will use them maybe 2 nights in a row, and then I do kind of like recovery nights where it's just all about hydration, ceramides, those kind of things. So I don't kind of like go too intense with my skin so that I'm like, you know, making it mad at me or something, because I do feel like both these products are really like turning over the skin. So if I use it too many days in a row, I'll start to get the kind of like tiny little pimples. Nothing major, but I think it's just bringing things up and it's like turning over my skin more quickly. So I kind of have to go easy with both of these. So I'll use them for like a day or maybe 2 days in a row, and then I'll do kind of recovery nights. So this is the first product I've been liking. I have seen a difference in my skin. Yeah, I can just tell it's working. My mom has been using it too, and she kind of noticed the same thing, that it's pretty intense. So know that about it. This is also intense because this is the Murad Resurgence Retinal, which is kind of like another step up. I don't fully understand the science of that, but you could definitely look it up. I'll list this and link it down below for you so that you can kind of read about it. They sent this to me, by the way, so thank you so much to Murad. This is the Retinal Resculpt Overnight Treatment. Let's see, potent treatment, potent, with retinal, one of the most, how do you say that word? Efficacious, I think, forms of vitamin A. Helps restore a firmer appearance to the skin that shows loss of volume, sagging, and thinning. Massage evenly over face and neck. Reduce frequency if sensitivity occurs. So yeah, I mean, it even says, like, it knows. It's saying it's an intense product. But you know what? I'm all about the anti-aging, so I will try something that's a little bit more intense. But I just know that I kind of have to, like, be thoughtful of how I'm using it and not just go crazy with it. You know what I mean? So both of these, if you want, you know, you kind of want to like maybe bump up your retinol and try something maybe a little bit more intense, I find that both of these seem to be that. A nail polish that I've been really liking, I can't even see what this says because it's so sparkly and shiny. I love it. I love OPI glitters. They're some of my favorite glitter polishes. I am not a nail expert by any stretch, but I love a glitter because I feel like it helps it stay on longer. But I'm also really picky about glitters because I want kind of a combination of where it's like slightly larger glitters and then little tiny glitters. I hate it when there's not enough glitters in it, but then when there's too many, then it just looks totally like it takes over the color of your like undercolor, because I'll put like a regular color underneath. This is just like a cheapy Sally Hansen. I don't even remember what it is. Some kind of pinky color. Pinky, like a cool warm tone pink. Anyway, I like the combination of larger, smaller glitters and where it's right in between, where you don't get 2 pieces of glitter in each stroke, but then you don't totally cover up your nail. I love Confetti Ready. That's one of my favorites from OPI, but limited edition. I can't find it anymore, which makes me so sad. That one's kind of like a multicolor glitter, but then this one, this is, and I just got this recently, Pop the Baubles. Pop the Baubles. And I love this because it is silver and gold together. So it really works well over a lot of different colors. I mean, it's just like a good kind of neutral, you know, sparkly looking glitter. It's just a really good one. This is one of their, it looks like it's one of their Infinite Shines, I believe. I think that says Infinite Shines. Yeah, so it's just good. So if you're looking for a good glitter polish, I'm impressed with this one. I've been liking it. Okay, let's get to books. So I have, let me kind of organize these, let's see, of my overall like standout favorites. Okay, got them organized. So I'm in like my summer reading. I'm loving all the summer stories. So I read One by One by Frida McFadden. I just love her books. They are like popcorn thrillers that they're so fast and easy to read. I was trying to think about it. I'm like, I don't even remember what the story is about, but I remember I liked it. It's like that intense kind of survival sort of a thriller where they're like out in the woods. Obviously, you're trying to figure out who the bad guy is. I think it's a group of, I read this a while ago, so I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, so it's a group of friends going out on like a little, you know, vacation into sort of like the outer woodsy sort of area. But then things happen and then it gets crazy. So it's probably not, it's not my favorite Frida book for sure. I would say Never Lie and The Housemaid are my favorite from her, but that I've read so far. But this one, still good if you're looking for like a fast read, popcorn thriller, kind of summery and adventurous or whatever. That's a good one. It's still a thriller, so always check the trigger warnings, not only on thrillers, but any books I mention, because that's always a good idea. But sometimes thrillers can, you know, they can get a little dark. So sometimes hers can too, but they're just fast and easy to read. The Sweet Spot, this is by Trish Dollar. This is the follow-up to Float Plan. I liked this too. I don't think I liked it as much as Flow Plan, but this was cute. What I liked about it, I'm really not a big fan of Grumpy Sunshine because usually the grumpy just annoys me and I'm like, why would you like this person? They're so grumpy and rude. But then usually you like find that they have a soft heart underneath, but I don't know, sometimes it like takes me a while to even start liking the person at all. And I think that's the point. I mean, it's Grumpy Sunshine. They're supposed to be grumpy and then you see their heart. But it's just not my favorite storyline, typically. But this one's a Grumpy Sunshine, but he's not overly grumpy. You kind of like learn early on why he's sort of standoffish and a little bit closed off and stuff. But she's there basically going to, so what's the storyline? She's going to this Kelly's Island. She gets a job to help this guy kind of create like a hotel brewery type of place. And so she's there to kind of help him. It's a really short read, so that's one thing about it. But yeah, it was sweet. You kind of like get both of their stories, and there's a lot of sort of like emotional heart and healing and kind of undertones to it. So check trigger warnings once again, but it's sweet. And I think it was kind of lighter on the spice, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to even remember. I feel like there was maybe like a mention, maybe like 1, 2 scenes or something like that, but I don't think it was like pages of it. I think it was just like a short little mention. And then when we were in Boston, I read The Tea Chest. So it's a historical fiction. It's got a past and present storyline about this girl who finds a tea chest, and then she's kind of like trying to figure out the history of it. So if you like historical fiction, this one's a really good one. Talks about the Boston Tea Party. So that just worked out when we were in Boston. I looked up like stories that take place in Boston. So this is a Christian fiction. So there's faith in this, and it was sweet. I really love the past timeline. Like there's romance in this and heart. So the past storyline was really like sweet and heartfelt, and there's kind of adventure and excitement in this book to find out what's going to happen. But then you also have the history. The present timeline is kind of a second chance romance, which is sweet. I really liked it. This was definitely one of my standout reads. Okay, but then my like top standout reads. K.A. Tucker, Say You Still Love Me. I could read, there's something on this. I could read the second chance romance where they knew each other when they were young, they fell in love when they were young, then they didn't talk for a while, and then they come back together and fall back in love. I could read that storyline 1,000,000 times over and still love it. That is this storyline once again, but they would go to they were at a summer camp together. So you get the summer camp storyline, which was fun, and then you get the current storyline. I love K.A. Tucker's writing. She does have a little bit more spice in her stories, but it's not the focal point of the story, and it's not pages and pages of it. But there is a little bit in this book, so just know that. There's a little bit of cussing in this too. But I loved her Simple Wild. I don't even know if that's what the series is called, but the first book is called Simple Wild. So I like her writing. She's just easy to read. She has a very her writing style just flows. So yeah, loved that book. So good. And then this thriller, A Flicker in the Dark. This is a very popular thriller. At least a while back it was talked about a lot. I finally got around to reading it, and this was good. Don't even remember what it was about. Yeah, so her own father confessed to crimes that happened in the past, and then now it's 20 years later, and Chloe is a psychologist in Baton Rouge and getting ready for her wedding. But then things start kind of happening. A local teenage girl goes missing, and then another, so it starts to look like kind of the past of what does this mean? How is this happening again? So it's one of those storylines of like putting the pieces together to kind of like try to make sense of things, and you're obviously trying to figure out the twists and turns. This does definitely get dark. It's a thriller, but the writing style was so easy to read. I really liked her writing style. That's one of my favorite, like my big things with a book and an author is, do I read through it quickly? Does it just connect with my brain well, the writing style? And hers definitely does. It had good twists in it. I did kind of guess a couple of them, but I read a lot of thrillers, so that just sometimes happens. I still really enjoyed it, but again, check trigger warnings of all of these books. But yeah, fun books. All right, you guys, so those are all my favorites. So hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you have been loving in the month of July, either books or makeup or fashion or skincare, hair care, whatever, home favorites, random favorites. I would love to hear what you've been loving. Let me know that down below. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video.